It's Megan. Welcome back. For today's video, you're gonna need you a clean 5-gallon bucket. So I gotta get this thing clean and then I'll show y'all what we're making. Alright guys, how many of y'all know what this is? So we recently butchered our hogs, and we had a small one. If you've seen it on a previous video, we had one that occasionally have one that just won't grow no matter what you do. So that's what this ham came off of. It's a very small ham from that little pig, and I wanted to try something with it. So today we're gonna try this all together. I want to make like a honey baked ham. Now I tried that a few years ago. We had another small one. I tried it, put it in the crock pot. It just turned into pulled pork. I should have knew that that's what was gonna happen. But I've been doing some research, and so I'm gonna try to make a city ham with my fresh pork ham here, and I've let it age for a few days in the refrigerator just for the tenderness and everything. So we're gonna make us a brine, okay? So what you're gonna need is 3 quarts of water, then about 2 cups of brown sugar. And that's about all that's in this, so that's why I'm just pouring it in there. I've lost my cup measure, so I'm using a 1/3, but we're gonna need 2 cups of salt, non-iodized salt. This is Redmond's real salt. I really enjoy using this. It's actually mined in the United States, so you can buy it in bulk. Like this right here comes in this nice little bucket. All right, so we need 2 cups.
Get some more out.
Okay.
Get some more out.
And this Redmond's real salt can be used for curing, it can be used for canning, it can be used as seasoning, be used for anything like that. So it's a good resource to have. Alright, so we're going to cut this up and stir it until all this is dissolved. And this is what we're going to need our 5-gallon bucket for. We're going to do it like we did our turkey back at Thanksgiving. So while we're waiting on our mixture to dissolve, we're going to score our ham, okay? From what I've read, you want to do this with the skin on. So I did leave the skin on this little ham. And we're going to give it a flip. Don't worry, y'all, my counter is clean. I made sure to clean it real good before I laid this on here, and then I will sanitize it after I'm done. So you can see the skin here, okay? So we scald our hogs so they don't have any hair on the skin, okay? So what you're going to do is we're going to want to score this. We're going to go in one direction and just go just through that fat layer, not all the way through to the meat. And this is just so the brine can get through the skin too, okay? Alright, so everything's mixed up in my brine. I got this sitting on the floor because I don't trust myself to set it up there and be tall enough to pour it in there, so I got it sitting on the floor. I've got some fresh rosemary, parsley, and orange slices in here just to give it a little flavor. And so I'm going to dump my hot brine in. A little bit of brown sugar left on the bottom there. So you know the diamond pattern on hams you buy at the grocery store. Well, that's kind of how you score the skin, which I did while I was waiting on that to cool. Now we're going to go into the bucket. And it's not quite covering it, so I'm just going to add a little more cold water. Alright, the end of the hog just ain't going to fit, y'all. So I'm probably not going to worry about this. There ain't a whole lot of meat there anyway. And it won't fit down in my bucket. So what we're going to do now, I've got it filled up. My bucket's filled to about right here. I'm going to take this out to the refrigerator, and this is going to sit for 24 hours. And then it's going to go to the smoker for a little bit. So I'll show y'all that tomorrow. That's what it looks like with my pretty herbs and orange slices floating in there. I'm going to cover this up with some plastic wrap to cover that hog. And people ask me, what do you do in bad weather when you live this kind of life with all the animals and everything else? You walk down here in your pajamas and you feed them. Our ham has been in the brine for right at 24 hours. So you can see the difference in the way the skin looks after soaking in that. It's really softened up the skin compared to here. Remember, this was the part that wouldn't fit in the bucket. So now what we're going to do, I'm just going to rinse this off. Rinse some of that outer salt off with some pretty cold water. Make sure no salt's crystallized on the outside. Make sure there ain't no blood left right there. We're just going to give this a real good rinse. You can actually, if you're real sensitive to salt and you're scared it's going to be too salty, you can actually let it sit and soak in some water, but I don't want to do all that. Alright, I brought my ham out here. I couldn't do it and hold the camera too, but I just have put it in the smoker. I'm going to smoke it with some apple wood. If you don't have a smoker, no worries. I've got it laid in there. You'll put it either skin or fat, whatever you've got on there, but I left the skin on mine. Skin side up, right onto the rack. Okay, I hadn't got a good smoke going just yet, but I just have put it in there. And if you hear that noise in the background, that's my husband down here running the sawmill, cutting us some rough cut lumber. It's a handy tool to have here at home, especially when lumber prices were like they were. It's a great investment for the homestead. Alright y'all, so it's about time to bring my ham in. It's been out in the smoker for almost 2 hours. Got my oven set on 350 and I'm making my glaze now. So what I've got in here is 4 tablespoons of butter. Then I've got 1 cup of honey. I've got 1/4 cup of mustard. And it did call for 1/4 cup of brown sugar. I don't have brown sugar. Y'all saw me pour all of my brown sugar into the brine. So all brown sugar really is white sugar with a little bit of molasses in it. So I've got my white sugar in there, 1/4 cup like it calls for, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of molasses, okay, to make my brown sugar. I've got all this on about almost medium heat, so I'm just gonna let it all melt and we'll mix it together. My ham's been in my smoker for right at 2 hours. I just realized I didn't finish my sentence earlier when I was talking to y'all, but don't fret if you don't have a smoker. You can do this in your oven. Set your oven to about 250 for a couple of hours, and then you're going to finish it off at 350. So I'm going to attempt to get this thing out. Done got the fire and everything cut off. And I'm just gonna pull it out rack and all. Looky there, looky there. That's looking pretty good. Okay, so my oven's set on 350. We're going to finish this off in the oven. It's still going to cook for at least another hour. So All of my ingredients for my glaze have melted and combined together. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna douse this in this stuff, okay? You're not gonna use all of it at first. And once it's in the oven, we're gonna do this every 15 minutes, okay? And for the last 30, I'll probably cover it with foil. But we're gonna take this out every 15 minutes and give it a good coating of this glaze. Alright, in the oven we're gonna go. My ham is looking just absolutely delicious. Smells great. I've basted it already a couple times, so it's been in here about 30 minutes. So we're gonna do it again. Like I said, every 15 minutes till it gets done. Our goal is to reach 165 in the middle, which I haven't checked the temperature yet. I'll check it here in a little while. But this go round, I'm gonna go ahead and cover it with foil for the remainder of the cooking time. So that way my ham doesn't get dry right here at the end while we're trying to get the center done. Alright, so it took my ham just a little bit longer than I thought it would, but we're running clear red juices and it's detached from the bone. It ended up cooking all together from 2:30 till about 6:30 with the smoker and the oven. So yeah, we're gonna dig into this. Alright, so I'm feeding the family supper tonight for my brother's birthday. We're trying out the ham. What do y'all think?
Fantastic.
Very good.
Good.
Does it really taste like a honey baked ham?
Honey baked ham.
Alright.
Better.
Even the kids love it.
Better than a honey baked ham.
Alright. Y'all heard it from the best of them. Now I'm getting ready to try me some. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to y'all next time.